Hey, welcome to the FlopCast. It's a podcast where we pick a topic, talk about it, try to make each other laugh. We might have some special guests, play some games, provide you with information that you didn't otherwise know.
This is Adam.
Lacey.
I'm Ethan, and we are FlopHaus Productions.
Today's theme is conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories?
It's a conspiracy theory.
So we'll start out talking about some of the most famous conspiracy theories. JFK. I think people really believed that JFK was an inside job.
Oh yeah, he tried to tell us about it.
He tried to?
Oh yeah.
When?
Well, when he started outing the Illuminati.
How did he start outing the Illuminati?
YouTube it.
That is like every conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Whoa, come on.
Rebuttal, just YouTube it. YouTube it.
Oh, wow.
It's out there.
You remember when you used to have to go to the library to like, actually research things that were published by
Reputable sources.
Yeah.
Now it's just
YouTube it. YouTube it's real.
Well, a lot of the information on the YouTube actually comes from the library.
what is? I feel like the library should be in.
A book, a bunch of books in one spot.
Oh, wait. So, but when you say the library, it sounds like this series of information.
This mythical space.
Oh, I bet you learned that at the library, quote unquote.
Who killed JFK?
Oh, well.
Was it Oswald?
I don't think so. He was a patsy. There's Jack Ruby, right? He assassinated Lee Harvey Oswald. Why did he assassinate him?
What's the reason?
Yeah, what's the reason? Why was there a magic bullet?
Yeah.
I mean, the cool thing about the JFK theory and how like widespread it is we do have like this lexicon now that we can be like magic bullet. We can say grassy knoll. You know what that means. But yeah, his brains got splattered out. So why did they kill him? Why did they want him dead? Because he was Catholic? What do you guys think?
He wasn't being a
That's why
very
they
good
killed him.
puppet.
Oh, he wasn't playing the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
No.
All right, next. Yeah, Area 51.
Area 51, yeah.
Yeah,
All I got is Independence Day.
the movie.
Yeah.
Just watch that and you'll know everything you need to know.
You'll know everything I know.
I feel like I should know more about this, but I don't. It's the same as Roswell, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roswell.
Yeah.
Roswell, New Mexico, a spaceship reportedly crashed in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a cover-up. They didn't want people to know that aliens exist, and they still don't, because they want to harness the technology to use against us. And now Roswell is like a booming tourist industry based on alien tourism, and you can go like buy little hats with aliens on it.
All right, the real conspiracy here is the town of Roswell was not doing very well economically, and so they came up with this whole UFO thing so that they could boost their economy, spark tourism, and now they're doing great.
There are a lot of reports that they saw an alien body. Have you guys ever seen that video of like it's a dead sloth fetus?
No, does it look like an alien?
Oh yeah. I think for a while it was going around on the internet. It was like, what is this thing? Alien spotted near...
In Costa Rica.
Yeah, in
aliens.
Costa Rica. Yeah, they're like, a real alien. And they look at it and it does look like a really weird thing. And then you see comments that are like, that's a sloth fetus. Duh. Like some biologist is like, seen it.
I'd like to talk about my favorite conspiracy.
Okay.
What?
The Denver airport.
What?
Ooh,
I don't even
okay.
know about that.
Oh, you don't?
Holy shit.
Holy shit, let me blow your All right. Okay, so the Denver airport is the second largest airport, but it's like maybe fifth, like in like terms of use in the United States. Like it doesn't really get used as much as like how big it is.
So it doesn't have the traffic
Yeah.
for the size.
And there was already like an existing airport like 6 miles away that was being used when they built this. They built a series of buildings and then they were like, these aren't quite right. And so they buried them.
Underground?
Underground. Just saying like, oh, we don't know where to put the waste, so we're just going to bury them. But so now the airport claims that those are being used as storage, although no one has seen what they are storing under the Denver airport.
Well, It makes sense because some of the most important weapons systems in the U.S. government are housed in Colorado.
I mean, so Denver is a perfect place for an underground bunker to house the elite if there is a nuclear disaster because Denver is pretty much equally accessible from the East Coast and the West Coast. And,
Continental divide.
and it's protected by a mountain range,
Huh?
which also gives like great like view
The high ground.
oncoming. Yeah, I mean like
And it's protection from chemicals and any sort of.
It's also, I heard it's
Warfares.
protected by a high order of dwarves.
well, actually, it's gargoyles.
Of gargoyles?
Yeah, they have gargoyles all over the airport.
Really?
They're magic.
Really.
Oh my God. I kind of want to just book a flight.
To Denver.
Well,
Me
somewhere
too.
else with a long layover in Denver. I don't want to go to Denver.
I mean, it's kind of like going on a museum tour if you walk through the Denver airport.
What else? What are some of the wild shit that people say? I wanna hear.
So the runways are laid out in like a modified swastika.
That's a symbol of power.
modified as in mirrored.
I don't know. I just love that it's like
Yeah,
that's how they describe
modified
it.
swastika.
Modified. Like everything could be a modified
right.
swastika if you write it that
You
way.
see that windmill over there? Modified swastika.
Okay, so there's a dedication marker. It's inscribed with a compass and squares, which we all know is a symbol of the Masonic temple, right?
Oh yeah.
And then underneath that, it says, dedicated to the New World Airport Commission.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. The New World
Says that?
Airport Commission, which, if you look that up, it doesn't actually exist. Okay, weird, but wait, it gets
Weird.
even freaking weirder. There are all these like weird murals around of
Yeah.
like kind of nuclear disaster sort of
In the airport.
apocalyptic feel. Yeah. And I
Right.
think so then because of this bunker situation, like conspiracy theorists can really jump on board with like, look at, they're giving us all these like signs that this is coming. You know, it's like when it's like right in front of your face, you don't see it.
It's
you
the brilliance
know?
of it.
Like, yeah.
Subliminal. So next episode, we're going to be doing our show
Live,
live.
from Denver
Live
Airport.
from the Denver airport. And it'll get scrambled. And we're like, we don't know what happened. We tried.
One of us won't come back.
Oh, shit.
We should try to get in the basement. What? Let's just say we had to. What
I think
would
one
be
of
that?
us would have to become like a
Maintenance.
TSA.
Yeah,
TSA.
Or maintenance. I think
Maintenance
is easier.
Maintenance. Gotta change some light bulbs. Just changing some light bulbs.
Delivery person.
Delivery. That works.
Flowers for the
Yeah.
basement.
Oh, sewer. Sewer repair. We'll be down there working all day. And then
We could also
Very convincing.
we could learn the handshakes,
Ooh.
and we could just walk in. We would have to study. We'd have to understand their magic.
Yeah, and we would have to get a bunch of like Mini Coopers, like little cars, so for the escape.
Is that from the
Italian
job?
Job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
I just thought that was cool.
Yeah,
If they're all different colors, though.
Mini Coopies are
Coopies.
they're cool.
I think that wouldn't fit in so well in Denver where like everyone drives huge SUVs.
So we'll have to have
It's like hard to
SUVs.
blend in
Damn.
with a
Let's
Mini
play
Cooper.
are we ready to play a game?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Here we go, we're gonna play a little game now. We're gonna play a game, it's gonna be really fucking fun, guys. That's what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna play the conspiracy game. Now we're gonna play the conspiracy game.
Okay, we're gonna play the conspiracy
Conspiracy
game.
Conspiracy game.
Conspiracy game.
3 conspiracies. 2 of them are commonly believed. 1 is only believed by me. Guess which one is the false conspiracy
Pretty
theory?
sure I played this game in a hot tub.
These are conspiracy theories that people have come up with, so they might not be true, so just keep that in mind. Okay, first set. Britney Spears famously lost her shit after smoking marijuana secretly laced with temazepam used under the codename MK Search by the CIA as part of mind control research. Second, Michael Jackson was killed by the Iranian government to distract from the shaky Iranian regime. And Keanu Reeves is actually a vampire posing as an actor.
I don't think anyone
It's
would.
the Michael
I
one.
don't think anyone would make a Michael Jackson conspiracy thing because there's already a conspiracy that he's not pure.
So that's-
I
yeah.
think we're in agreement.
Yeah.
It's the Michael Jackson one.
That was
is
very easy.
Fabricated by you, Lacey Todd.
Money in the bank.
False. Oh! That one is actually believed. It's, the one that's fake is the Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah, that's messed up.
The CIA actually used the drug temazepam, and they used it when they were researching for mind control stuff, but they didn't actually lace Britney Spears marijuana. All right, second set. In the state of Georgia, the government has a storage of 500,000 coffins waiting to be filled by people who refuse to be put in internment camps.
What?
Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is represented by a crest imprinted with a subtle swastika on each snake's head, is a major funder of the study of eugenics. If asked, Siri can predict and tell you when the apocalypse will happen.
Awesome.
Okay. What is the thing about coffins?
Internment camps.
In the state of Georgia, the government has a storage of 500,000 coffins waiting to be filled by people who refuse to be put in internment camps.
Why would they make the coffins?
Yeah, and when? when? Now?
I don't know.
Like from World War II?
No, I think it's like maybe looking into the future.
Oh, okay. No, the second one was...
Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is represented by a crest imprinted with a subtle swastika on each of the snake's head.
Is that like an augmented swastika?
There's an augmented swastika on my calculator, and it's really bugging me.
The plus sign?
Yes. I just wanted to point that out.
So it's a major funder of the study of eugenics. And then the third one was the Siri can predict and tell you when the apocalypse will happen.
I'm going to guess number 2.
So I'm going to go with number 3 is...
What is it?
Well, it's I made up the Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yes.
All right.
They are
That's a
not
point.
they are not a major funder of the study of eugenics.
And there's no swastikas?
Nope.
Hey Siri, what date will the apocalypse happen?
Let me think. Okay, I found this on the web for what date will the apocalypse happen.
Well, I think we're going to have an asterisk of the results here because...
She knows. She knows something.
Are you part of the Illuminati?
I'm sorry, Adam. I'm afraid I can't answer that.
She can't answer that. Anyway, bad choosing on my part.
right.
No, that
It's hard to
would've
find
been-
a lot of-
That
We're
would have been
tied.
a good one.
It would have been. We're
This is
tied.
the last one?
Okay, this is the
1-1.
last one.
Perfect.
All right. There was a fourth ship that came with Christopher Columbus in addition to the Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria. It was called the Ay Papi, and it was full of prostitutes.
The Ay Papi?
Oh my God, Lacey. Someone. I hope you made that up. God.
All right. The second one. The CIA set up several brothels in San Francisco and dosed unsuspecting men with LSD and then filmed and studied their behavior. And then the government puts nanoparticles in latex condoms that will be provided by Planned Parenthood, which was done to prevent poor people from reproducing.
I'm going with the Ay Papi.
I'm going with the nanospermicide.
Okay, well,
The SSI Papi.
people actually believe that there was a fourth ship that came.
Called the Ay Papi?
The Ay Papi that was just full of prostitutes.
Oh, God.
Oh.
What's the fake one?
Can I get some of
The
those
fake
condoms
one
to
was-
distribute to those people that believe that? Because that's some fucking bullshit.
Yeah, the government puts nanoparticles in latex condoms.
Yes.
It's something I believe. No one else maybe believe it, but I believe it.
Oh, damn. I always lose this
I
game.
won for the second
So
week in a row.
Woo-wee.
That game is so hard because
Yeah.
we're trying to pick out a lie from two lies.
From a very good
Yeah,
liar.
it's so hard.
Lacey's
so
a very
hard,
good
man.
liar.
Do you guys want to hear one that didn't make the cut?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that you made up?
Uh-huh. This is 2. I'll just give you 2.
Oh,
Oh, one of
And
them's
one
real?
of them is true. Yeah.
all right.
The last 11 Super Bowls didn't happen. And the only reason that they have the halftime show is so that they can have the halftime mishaps, which makes it look more like a live performance. And then Pharrell Williams, he actually got Ebola and died and then rose from the dead.
Jesus.
So we have to pick which one
That
of those
one
you
for
made
me.
up.
Yeah,
I think it's you made up the Pharrell Williams one.
I did.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, so people actually believe that,
that.
They haven't happened.
after 9/11, they have been so worried about terrorist attacks in the Super Bowl that the last 11 Super Bowls didn't actually happen. So they've been like faking that the Super Bowls happened, and if they didn't do that, they thought there would be mass suicides among heterosexual males.
Nice.
Do you know that the eye poppy has been to every Super Bowl since 9/11?
Somebody believes this. Conspiracy game.
We're really excited. We have a special guest. His name is Bart Bartolome. He's a famous conspiracy theorist, and he's asked for us to disguise his voice because he's on several watch lists. They can trace your voice, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to disguise his voice and protect his freedom. So thanks, Bartolome, for coming in.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Bartolome, how did you get into Illuminati watch or like conspiracy type endeavors? What kind of sparked you to get into that?
Well, first and foremost, I do not consider myself a quote-unquote conspiracy theorist. I'm a truth seeker and truth spiller, and I've come from a long line of truth seekers, fighters against the establishment, if you will.
So you're continuing the fight for good. Tell us, if you had to pick one basic root of most of the evils, what would you pinpoint on?
Well, it all basically comes down to a desire to be all-powerful. These powers that these people gained were actually taught to them from supernatural beings, otherworldly figures. I could go on and on. May I?
Yeah, please go on.
I just, can you clarify who they are?
Okay. So, I'm often met with a lot of skepticism, and I can hear in the tone of your voice that you're no exception. I'm gonna ask, meet me in the middle.
I fully believe. And
Okay.
I think I just have that skepticism because I know that our audience might have that. I want to make everyone a believer in conspiracy theories, so.
Okay. Well, they are a select few that wish to control the masses. They've been trained, selected, prepared, and taught by ancient secret technologies how to control the minds of the masses. That's they.
Okay. I don't feel like I'm any closer to having an understanding of they, but I think we'll get into it.
Let me just spin a web of complexity, and then maybe you'll be confused enough to just believe.
I love webs of complexity.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, there's
so,
no
For
skepticism.
the sake of time, let's establish that the Illuminati means one who's enlightened, or a person has received the full extent of the initiation that is available through Freemasonry. Most of the information that you'll find will tell you that the Illuminati was an organization founded by Adam Viskoff around 1776, that the group was founded as a leftist political organization committed to opposing state power, religious influence over the public without controlling them.
Oh, okay.
Secret societies during that time were banned, so they had to remain secret as a form of self-preservation. Now, they'll have you believe that the Illuminati was destroyed and disbanded by the Roman Catholic and Charles Theodore around 1785, that they no longer exist. that any evidence of their existence has no proof or evidence. That's not true. What I'm about to tell you is the truth. May I continue?
Yeah, please.
All right.
Good stuff.
So I'm going to get into some heavy stuff. Is that all right?
Of course, that's why we brought you here. We want to get to the nitty-gritty of
All right.
this.
Now, I will warn you that sharing this information will put you in possible risk. Do you consent?
Well, I feel with like fluoride and chemtrails, I'm always in possible risk, so that's fine. I consent.
Prepare to be illuminated, my friends.
Wait, so I thought the Illuminati were the illuminated ones?
Mm-hmm.
The enlightened ones? And so you just told us to prepare to be illuminated? So are we now becoming a part of the Illuminati?
To have light shined on the darkness.
I'm a little
Use
scared that if we become enlightened ourselves, we'll become Illuminati ourselves.
That's a risk.
Today, I actually went to IlluminatiOfficial.org, and it says, join the Illuminati, and I put my name and information in. So I think
So you're already in.
I'm in.
You are not in. You are very far from in. You do not choose. You are chosen. May I continue?
Okay.
The Illuminati are tied directly through Masonry to the Sun and the Isis cults of ancient Egypt. The origins of these groups come directly from the occult. All right, as in the study of magic. They were working with high magic and received much of their knowledge from higher powers. That technology was mastered and used to obtain power over the control of the masses. The conspiracy is that there's a supposed future New World Order, that the Illuminati and other elite secret societies composed of great people of influence and power are working towards establishing and taking power over the control of the world. Well, here's the neat little thing. There's a reason that this conspiracy theory is the most studied, researched, published, and speculated idea, and all of that is because the media can write it off if it's a theory, if it's a conspiracy theory. We have to stop using that word.
So what should we call it?
Truth. Exposing the venomous snake from the bush. Okay.
So
The New
Truth
World
exposures?
Order. Yes.
I like exposures.
Exposures.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. The New World Order, it's already in fucking place. Take the 33rd degree Freemasons motto. Ordo ab chaos. Secrets.
That means free delivery with every order.
It means meaning out of chaos. Chaos is created. The media is blitzed. Then cries go out for solution. All right? Follow me. Laws are then passed which could have never been passed without the chaos that they created. The order has reigned through deception of the masses, and then the agenda is accomplished. This is what happens with 9/11. This is what happens with Pearl Harbor. There exists in the world today, and has existed for thousands of years, a body of enlightened humans united in what might be called an order of the quest. One of the most ancient perceived battles is the Illuminati against the organized religion, and vice versa.
The Catholic Church.
Yes, that Catholicism is against these secret societies because of their practice and belief in the occult. Well, organized religions were created out of the occult, and the Illuminati as a means for them to control the masses. It's all funded by secrecy.
Okay.
So secrecy is the
Let me just
major
go a little bit more.
financial backer?
A little bit more. Mind control, social engineering, and fear-based propaganda to manipulate the population. They oversee all the important institutions and organizations in the world, the UN, the World Bank, the IMF. They control their members the same way they control the masses.
Hey, Bart, can we ask some questions yet?
Almost.
I feel so thoroughly confused
I get it.
by I just believe now, I guess.
So I just want to tap into our listeners here and maybe ask a question that they might be thinking. Like, give me an example of a well-known high priest that we just might not know that this person has this power.
Do you want an example?
Yeah, give me an example.
Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler was one. Okay.
Absolutely. So yeah, Adolf. If you look, there's a great Ancient Aliens episode that would talk about the Nazis and Adolf, but they were always searching for sacred sites, old temples, artifacts that were said to have otherworldly powers. Hitler in real real life was searching for the Holy Grail, for the Fountain of Youth. He believed that it existed, and yes, he was a very highly trained magician.
So you're telling me that there is a league of magicians that are really controlling this. They are the they that we often refer to?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because they're surrounded by people that protect them, by people that keep that information secret. It's kept secret by blood oaths. People don't want to expose this truth because it means that they're going to lose all the power they have. That's why it happens so rarely.
My question is, where do regular magicians fit into this? Like David Blaine, David Copperfield. Where do they fit in? Because these people are out performing magic. Don't you think they would be the most privy to the real magic?
Excellent question. So the purpose of those magicians is the Illuminati's version of sleight of hand. And so that's what we see magic as, which is always told. We're always told it's an illusion, right? These great magicians are illusionists. And so we're told that magic isn't real. And then we see these magicians' spectacle of magic. It's nothing more than oh, flashy, look over here. That's all it is. At the center of Christianity and Catholicism, there you have some real magic.
So I just found a book of shadows, creating your own magical spells. It was in a free box. Do you think that I'm at risk if I choose to use this book? I mean, I didn't buy it, so there's no record of me purchasing it, but do you think
it's always good to be careful. My advice to you is read that book. Practice it, learn, familiarize yourself, understand your magical practice, because we were all torn from our magical roots. So I would say reconnect with those magical roots. The only way you're going to be in danger is if you become very powerful.
I have one question for you. Is there any conspiracy or truths that you don't subscribe to? Is there an example of one that you think is actually possibly perpetrated by the Illuminati to throw us off?
The eye poppy.
The eye pop. So you actually don't believe that there was a boat alongside the Nina Pinta and the Santa Maria? Why not?
I just don't get it.
Do you think that they make those up to then make conspiracy theorists or truth seekers look crazy?
Exactly. They want to feed the fire that us truth seekers are nothing more than crazy people who live in holes. It's not true.
So this kind of truth baiting is a common practice.
Yeah, truth baiting.
Yeah, that's scary stuff.
It is scary. I feel like we're the last warriors.
Well, I want to thank you for taking a risk and coming out and talking to us, because I know that the risk is real.
Thank you.
How soon after you leave is it okay for us to take our phones off of airplane mode?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
We'll give it an hour.
Yeah, give it an hour.
To protect you.
Because I'll be out of range. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, and I realize that some of the implicit risks of you coming out of your bunker and talking to us, what kind of precautions are you taking, and what should we take when we have to do our normal everyday activities? What kind of precautions can we take to protect ourselves from the influence of the Illuminati?
Well, there's aluminum foil over my head. So I'm always wearing a baseball cap or something. I understand that there's a social stigma, that a lot of people worry about, but about 6 layers of aluminum foil. And I
which
put it
side
inside
out?
of
You
my
know
hat.
how there's 2 sides to the aluminum foil?
I do.
Which side's out?
Reverse them, and that scrambles the interference, because aluminum foil is, the way the molecule's structured, it is directional. Reverse, line your hat. Honestly, if I didn't have a hat, I would go out with a aluminum sheet on my head. Because I feel the difference.
Are you ever concerned about your genitals?
Well, I'm probably not going to reproduce. I consider my information as my children. And so I'm not really worried about my sperm or my balls. But, and honestly, since I know my genitals weren't protected, I would not use that seed to inseminate another being.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about that.
What? Yeah, because I haven't protected my genitals.
Anyways.
Anyways.
Yeah. It's hard
What's
to bring
up?
someone back to a dirt hole, too.
So if you could leave our listeners with a little message of hope right now, what would that be? What's your mantra, your hopeful mantra?
Anyone can become a truth seeker. All you have to do is completely dedicate yourself to it. You have to renounce the establishment. You have to cut all ties with everything you've known. You have to leave the matrix.
All right.
Okay. Unplugged from the Matrix. Thanks, Bart. We really appreciated
And do you want to plug
shedding
any
all these.
listeners to subscribe to?
Yeah, I do. Well, I have Truth Seekers, which you can Google that, and it's scrambled.
Okay, so, all right. So Google Truth Seekers, but scramble it first. Thanks, Bart. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Bart. I feel enlightened.
Okay, well, thanks, and keep the skeptic. Keep this, try to teach the skeptics that it's real.
And I'll keep the skeptic.
Okay. You want to try your sign off again?
The skeptic is the best friend of the enemy. Remember that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Bart.
So I guess think about 9/11 inside job.
I like to imagine this group of old, crusty white men sitting in a room, like tinkering with like Legos, just little like schemes and plots and nefarious things. And it's just fun to think about like crusty old men playing with toys.
That's a really
thinking that-
collectible Lego set, by the way, the World Trade Center 9/11 set, where you get the flames, like little Lego flames, and the planes.
Yeah.
Very collectible.
Yeah. The Playmobil Dick Cheney doll also is a good collectible.
Reptilians.
Yeah, man. Also, like, what is it? All politicians and like people in power are reptilians?
A different race of people that come from star system, and they have powers beyond us. They're not human, but they can morph into us.
So they're like...
They're shapeshifters.
Okay. Remember that book that was really popular? It was like a series of book called Animorphs.
Yeah, kind of R.L. Stein.
Yeah, it was kind of like the Goosebumps series, but it was called Animorphs, and it was like these aliens that were shapeshifters. I think that those books were created to teach children to, be able to identify reptilians.
Oh, so how do I identify a reptilian?
I think you need to go back and read Animorphs.
Okay.
Next podcast.
I'm gonna read Animorphs.
Animorphs. You could twist anything any way you want.
Sure.
You can also not look at the truth.
What does that mean?
Well, yeah, you can twist anything, or we can just keep on living the dream.
Maybe it is a dream.
You want to take the red pill or the blue pill? I'm going to butcher it, but this concept of where Tolkien talks about these fantastical worlds, and they have to be, the more like reality they are, the easier it is to be immersed in them. And these movies like The Matrix, considering that Hollywood is controlled by the New World Order and the Illuminati, showing us the truth, but since they're showing it to us, it allows it to be fictional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hollywood. There are a lot of movies.
Whoa, nice segue. So, for our next segment, we decided to review some of our favorite movies with political agendas. Mm-hmm. These movies have been priming you since you were young.
The hidden agendas of Hollywood. Lights, camera,
faction. Lights, camera, faction is like the name of a bad investigative journalism show.
Nice.
It's right up there with InfoWars. Which
They gave 60 Minutes a run for their money back in the 70s.
Oh, is it real?
No. Actually, the Illuminati shut them down because they actually revealed too many facts. This is the Hidden Agendas of Hollywood, a segment where we explore Hollywood's influence on our minds.
Well, it's one of my favorite movies, and I think
Runaway Bride?
My best friend's wedding.
Flubber?
My movie is the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Nice.
There is a gentleman who has dedicated his life to watching and reporting on the Illuminati. Mm-hmm. And he has written a whole book, and he doesn't want to give that much information out on the internet because he wants people to buy his book to read into what his theory is about the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And he really thinks that it's like this nihilist pagan propaganda film to like bring down all of Christianity. Basically, he picks out all these things like the lightning bolt that reoccurs throughout the movie, and that symbolizes the fallen angel Lucifer. You know, people watch it and celebrate it on Halloween, which is like this pagan holiday. And then there's like these pansexual aliens from Transylvania.
Oh, and then you've got the kind of Adam and Eve reference.
Yeah.
Of them
Being seducted by the evil feminine, worshipping false idol
Yeah.
in the movie itself.
Yeah.
It turns nerds into weirdos. You know,
Yeah.
we don't want to offend
True.
any Rocky Horror Picture Show fanatics, but
you know,
yeah.
I wouldn't
If
say
it-
I'm a fanatic, but I
Yeah.
grew up watching that movie. That's one of my.
You never like did the live.
I've done the live thing.
You
yeah.
performed it?
No, I've never performed.
Okay.
That's what separates me from the true fanatic.
Here's my thing about the live show. I love live theater. I can't stand when people talk over movies and have it being subjected to someone reciting an entire movie while it's playing.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the lip syncing of theater in a way.
And
Well,
then there's
then-
jokes built into it.
Right, and so the audience like then is cued to participate in
Yeah.
that.
I do
which
like
I
that.
really.
Yeah.
I don't because
really?
I don't like to be covered in crumbs ever. And everyone's always throwing fucking toast, and then you
yeah.
just get crumbs.
Or if you've never been to it, definitely go do it.
Well, I mean,
Canned-
yeah. And if you want to bring down Christianity,
Yeah.
then you should probably also participate.
Fun show.
Fun show. Super fun show.
Sounds very dark, and I'm conflicted now.
Bring a cross for protection.
Okay.
Thanks for enlightening us.
Oh,
about
nice.
how
No
that-
pun intended.
Oh.
Oh, that's well, Illuminati.
And lightning, which
Yeah.
represents Lucifer,
And-
the fallen
oh,
angel.
yeah.
So if you're a nihilist pagan, then that might be the movie for you.
So the movie I chose was Ghostbusters, 1984. It's one of my favorite movies as a child, but I didn't realize then the political agenda in that movie. The EPA is actually the villain. And the premise is that the EPA is trying to stop the Ghostbusters from doing their job. They are running a business that is based on catching ghosts. Their business actually has certain unsafe pollutants for the environment, but the greater good of them catching ghosts is more important than the EPA trying to shut them down. So it's some really thick libertarian propaganda. The freedom of business, whether or not you believe that Harold Ramis meant to do that in writing it, it was utilized by the Reagan campaign as some propaganda for
Deregulating?
deregulating the EPA, because they said if the Ghostbusters can't even have their free market, then who can? You're gonna let the ghosts win?
Wait, so are you telling me that our inability to solve global warming is because of the movie Ghostbusters?
Because of Ghostbusters, yeah. ExxonMobil, got Ronald Reagan in there, George H.W. Bush. All these guys were huge Ghostbusters fans. As long as we live in the nanny state where no one lets us catch ghosts, then the ghosts are gonna
Terrorize.
They're gonna terrorize, you know. There's another secondary agenda in there, and that is the Bill Murray character, Peter Venkman. I don't know if you're aware, but the opening scene is him actually misusing his scientific credibility
Oh, yeah.
to prey on women. And we love him for that.
We do.
We love Peter Venkman. We're like, oh, he's just so lovable.
So charming.
Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. He's misusing his doctorate at a university to prey on women.
Wow.
So, next time you've put on a nice, light, heartwarming film like The Ghostbusters, maybe you should think about the political agendas involved.
My children will be watching nothing. I do not want them watching something where they can see a man with a PhD using his powers to, gain control over a woman. I just will not have my children watching that.
It's a magical, demonic device to control people's minds.
And to lure them into the temptation of the Dark Lord. Okay, so I picked not just one movie, more of a device that Hollywood employs. Some of the movies we'll touch on, a couple scenes from Die Hard to Enemy of the State, Gremlins 2.
Only sequel.
Simpsons
2, Terminator 2.
Terminator 2, yeah. The Patriot
2.
1. So the concept is called predictive programming. And basically, it's a subtle form of psychological conditioning that's provided by the media to acquaint the public with like planned social changes. That way, when the changes are put through, the public's already like familiarized and will be more likely to accept them as like natural progressions. Yeah, I mean, that's the basis of it. So I got some pretty undeniable evidence. In this case, 9/11. In Enemy of the State, the NSA director's character, played by John Voight, his birthday is on 9/11, and that movie's all about, Big Brother, our loss of privacy. Bruce Willis and the Masonic Disney Touchtones Armageddon, toward the end of the movie, there's a countdown which the camera passes right by as the counter goes to 9/11. In Gremlins 2, there's a part where there's two people interviewing and you see the camera focuses in and one reporter's from Channel 9.
Let me guess.
The other channel is
11.
from... Yeah.
9/11.
And it says right there, 9/11.
I knew it.
In Terminator 2, 33rd Degree Mason James Cameron, Columbia's production of Terminator 2, there's an overpass that says, caution, 9 feet 11 inches. Like, that's the clearance. Foreboding.
Not even
directly
just
foreboding.
9/11, but caution.
Yeah.
9/11, wow.
Mel Gibson, don't need to say much about him. His first words in The Patriot are 9 pounds, 11 ounces. That's perfect, period. Perfect. Okay. Lisa Simpson holds up a magazine that says New York, $9, and then right next to the 9, there's a picture of the 2 World Trade Towers that look just like
11.
With New York above it. Whoa.
In the movie Bone Collector, there is a note that Denzel picks up, and it says 11-9. And then the note is to be reversed, that the address is at 9/11, and he's supposed to go there on November 9th.
That one's actually pretty creepy.
Yeah, and here's also the scariest one. In the 1999 movie The Matrix, Neo's passport expires exactly on September 11th, 2001. This is the fucking
That's in The
Matrix.
Matrix?
Yes.
Oh,
When did
God.
The Matrix come out?
1999. They predicted it 2 years into the future. All these happened before 9/11 to prepare us. It's all subliminal, subtle messaging. So, I mean, the evidence is pretty conclusive.
What do they call that? Predictive programming?
Yeah, predictive programming. There's just lots of symbolism in Hollywood.
Wow.
Too
Yeah.
much. Do
Yeah.
you know what I just realized?
What?
When you have an emergency, you call 911.
Right?
I just can't even handle it now. That's been around for a long time. Wow.
Predictive programming
I've been
at its finest.
Programmed.
At its finest.
So the number 9 corresponds to the letter I. The 11 corresponds to the letter K, which IK stands for
I knew.
She didn't know.
Well, I want to say also, I mean, you could break it down into like 9 corresponds to I and
Yeah.
1 corresponds to A. So then it could have been
We don't call it 911, we call it 911.
AA. Well, yeah, but
IAA.
Oh.
I
Always assumed. I always assumed. Numerology is great.
Yeah.
Just add the letters and numbers together.
Wait. 9 plus 1 plus 1.
If you
Well,
flip the
9
nine
plus
upside
1
down,
plus
it
1 is
becomes a
11.
6.
1 plus 1 is 2. Is a 2. There was 2 planes, 2 towers. We are uncovering some shit right now. And I'm sweating. It's getting intense.
And it's cold down here, and I'm sweating too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got the nervous sweats.
Okay, well,
They're coming for
so
us.
great. That was a great review of some hidden agenda films. And
Kind of across the board there, yeah.
if you get a chance, watch these films. Bring a notepad, take some notes, because I'm sure there's some secrets that we haven't revealed. And so if you could write them down, contact us at flophouseproductions.com and send us any new information because we're always digging up new hidden agendas in Hollywood because we know how much mind control goes on down there.
And keep in mind that production value on these movies has gone way, way up. And that is to distract you from the truth that those movies are bringing, okay?
Way up.
Way up.
All around the world so that they can start to create a worldwide mass population that's controllable.
I've always wondered, you know how in a lot of other countries they dub over the English, it's more accepted there. What I wonder is in some of those countries, do they maybe translate and put in political agendas? No like way. If you go to Venezuela and you're watching like Frozen, Elsa's like, you know, running and then all of a sudden she says, Maduro. Yeah, and you're like, wait, what?
I don't think that they even show Frozen because I think Frozen takes place in Norway, right?
Yeah.
Which is also another oil-rich country. So I think that the Venezuelan government would just keep Frozen completely out of the country. Anyway, bottom line is just if you have children, don't let them watch movies. If you plan on having children, don't even have a TV, don't even have a computer, don't give them a phone, don't give them any access to watching any sort of movie or
Don't
film.
let them drink water. Don't
let them brush their teeth.
It's starting to get too weird. There's just all these conspiracies in my head and I just don't trust anyone or anything anymore.
Yeah, we were getting real dark with the conspiracy. It's hard to know, like, you know, it's like, it's hard to be funny when you find so many truths.
I can't tell what's real. There should actually be a place where we can go to talk about our problems.
Or maybe there should just be a help group for people that believe too many conspiracies.
Yeah, totally. I have a problem. I read too many conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I mean, there should be. It's like a 12-step program or something.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Conspiracies Anonymous. I see we have a couple new members. So, well, let's start with you, sir.
Well, my name's Carson, and I'm addicted to fake news.
Carson, can I ask a follow-up?
Yeah.
Are you addicted to reading fake news or creating and sharing it?
I'm addicted to sharing fake news. I can never come up with as good of the stuff that sounds as real as it does on the Facebook, so I just share the ones that I think sound like they might be true. I thought I was doing good, and I was just like reading and really paying attention, listening to people, and then all of a sudden last night, I read about the reptilians that were at the pizza parlor down the street, and I got my semi-automatic all loaded up and all ready to go, and I marched down there, and then I just felt like a big dummy because there wasn't no reptilians. There was just pizza and kids having a good time, and I felt like just this big goof.
Oh, Carson.
It felt like a big dummy. Nobody liked my share either. Nobody liked it. I usually get a few likes and nobody liked this share at all. And then that's when I realized that I was wrong.
I would have liked that. I would have liked that.
What was the source, Carson?
The source was realnews.net.
Carson.
What sounds real. When I looked and saw some of their other articles, they didn't sound as real as that one. The reptilian one got me, and I feel like a big dummy.
Before we move on, let me just share a simple tip. If you Google the source,
yes,
you might be able to tell if it's fake or not, because other people that are going through your problem might say realnews.com is fake.
Oh.
And then you can meet other people that are going through your problem, and I think that I have hope for you, Carson.
But how do I know that those people aren't reptilians? They're trying to control my news feed.
Well, that's a great question. I think we should come back to it, because it's a deep one. I want to hear from, what's your name?
My name is Smith.
Smith? Mr. Smith, or?
No, just Smith.
Just Smith.
Just Smith.
And how come you came to Conspiracies Anonymous?
A lot of people say that I'm addicted to conspiracies, and so they've been kind of pressuring me to get in here. But the truth is I'm just addicted to the truth. I'm just doing this to make my relationships work better.
Well, that sounds pretty coherent. What kind of conspiracies are you addicted to?
Your classic ones, your big ones, your small ones, your late time ones. Sometimes, ones that just come into my mind, I know they're getting transmitted there for a reason.
Wow, all conspiracies, big and small. How do you find this addiction to conspiracies affecting your relationships?
It's tearing them apart, honestly, because I try my best to understand what people else are thinking at the same time that I'm thinking things. And a lot of times it's a lot different. And I wonder if there was a reason that I'm thinking things way, way differently than they are.
Is it okay if we dig a little deeper?
I guess so. That's why we're here, right?
Well, do you feel like tiny robots are controlling your brain?
Not until this moment. Now I kind of figured that makes a lot of sense. I hear a lot of creaking sounds in my head. Coming here to find some like-minded people. Maybe we could dig a little deeper.
Well, how do you think that Carson can tell if reptilians are posting posts about fake news on Google?
If they stop doing it during the summer, there's a good chance that they might be reptilians. A lot of reptilians hide away in the sunshine.
Exactly.
During the winter times, you see a lot of conspiracies coming up because that's when the reptilians are really able to be their amphibious selves.
Because there are no computers in the warm?
I mean, there's computers everywhere now, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Even my hat has a computer in it. It's a little, I got one of those hats that, has a little radio in it.
I got a computer in my watch now, I swear. There are
Yeah,
people.
computer
There's
watch.
a computer watching me.
See, they're
Yeah.
trying to control us.
Well, now that's just a watch. A digital watch is a computer. Radio, headphones are also a piece of technology, but that doesn't mean it's trying to control you.
Oh, you're right.
Why is it strapped on one extra tongue on my arm?
What?
What I think he meant to say is sometimes we get a little confused by the technologies around us. And just because we don't know how they work doesn't mean that they're against us, right?
That is a breakthrough.
Thanks.
Do you
I've
hear
been
that?
working on
Smith, could you repeat that? Because I think that would be healthy for you. Go ahead and repeat exactly what he said. We'll practice our listening skills.
Computers are not controlling me.
Close. Try to remember exactly what he said.
The computers that are controlling me are not controlling everyone else. They're just controlling me.
That's pretty close, but one more try.
it. You can do it, man.
Computers are not controlling me and those about.
I support you.
Okay.
I think we can get through this.
It's true. Smith, it's your first night. I do want you to know that there are certain oaths and there are certain things that we ask of the members that come here to not share.
I've memorized them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, step 1. Believe in a higher source of news than Facebook. Step 2. Don't trust every source. Step 3. Find a friend to sponsor you and explain to you how stupid this news might sound if it were read aloud and not just skimmed through. Step 5. Believe that there is truth.
Now, those are Carson's principles. Those are extra helpful for Carson. And Smith, you'll have some that are extra helpful for you. Carson has a particularly challenging time sharing fake news.
I do. Just the other day, I was on the shitter. I knew I shouldn't have, but I decided to go one of my favorite websites, 4chan.
Carson.
And I saw a video that was very compelling. It was a video in which there was an alien baby that had been aborted on a rock, and I believed it. I believed it was a real alien.
How did the post do, Carson?
Well, I was about to share it, and then I went back to my principles, and I kept reading.
You hear this, Smith?
I read the rest of it. I read through the comments, and I found a comment from a biologist who said, "This is just a baby sloth." And I said, you know what? It was a baby sloth, and I just had never seen a sloth fetus before, and I just thought it was alien-like. And I feel like a big dummy.
Did you share it anyway?
I did not.
Oh.
I did not share it. I was strong. I did not share
wow.
it.
Good job, brother. Good job.
That is massive progress.
Thank you, and I want to thank you, my brothers and sisters, for supporting me.
Let's hear it. Let's give it for him, Smith. Ready?
I love that.
Oh,
Thank you,
Smith,
I support you.
even though it's your first day, would you please share a monumental growth?
Well, the other day I was also on 4chan. I think I was on the same thread, in fact, and I told people that I was a biologist. and started, making up lies that I knew things about biology. I knew things about fetuses and sloths.
Why would you do?
A lot of people trust biologists. And it's really easy to lie and say you're a biologist.
Well, I don't get it. Why would you do that? Why would you go and make a truth sound less truthful?
Well, wait, Carson.
Well, it's making the truth sound more truthful if you believe the truth in the first truth.
Do you ever contribute to realnews.net?
I started that website about 4 years ago.
I'm really trying really hard to control myself.
Oh.
And since we're being honest, I honestly want to punch you so hard. But I'm not going to do it because I know that it's not my fault. I was so gullible.
Exactly.
I can't believe you've been making fake news all along, but I support you if you want to change.
Maybe we've found the root of your problem. You're addicted to creating fake news. Do you know it's fake when you're creating it?
Well, if I'm writing it and it's coming so naturally.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Me neither.
You guys, thank you so much for giving me a safe space to open up about this.
I think America needs to know about this. We should probably videotape ourselves.
And post it?
Yeah, and we should post it so that America can know the real truth, because I didn't know what the truth was until now, and now I know there's a truth that's more truthful than what I knew. We need to share this.
Take it to Facebook.
Yeah.
Share it all over
We
Facebook.
should start a group. You want to start a group?
Yeah, we could have monthly meetings and have little Facebook event reminders.
I think I have a theory.
What is it?
That you brought us here with some sort of agenda, didn't you?
I happened to know the particular nature of your conditions, and I knew that a symbiotic relationship would be formed. And a triangle.
Did you hear that?
You two creating and generating this truth would allow me to spread it to the people in the
Now
masses.
wait just a second.
What?
Say spreading again. Say it real slow.
Spreading.
Do you hear that? He's a reptilian.
Get him! I get him! There again! It's a reptilian! He's tortoise! His ear! Look at his little eyelids and his double eyelids!
All right, well, so that's been an episode of the FlopCast.
This is episode 2. If you get a chance, check out episode 1, Trimming the Weed, which is actually pretty much something we're an expert about, so go back and check that out. Yeah, we are FlopHaus Productions. We specialize in comedy entertainment.
Send us any ideas you have about podcasts, because we can do a podcast on anything.
Kind of wraps things up. Yeah, conspiracy theories. I don't really know what to believe
I
now.
have to do some real soul searching after this podcast.
We can take
never-
a walk.
I'm never coming back. I'm serious.
Oh my god,
I'm never coming back.
we've got, we're scheduled to record episode 3, and where's Adam? Where'd he go? I don't know. I haven't heard from him.
had to unplug from the Matrix.
I'm serious. I'm leaving the fucking Matrix. I don't think you get it.
Hey!
Oh,
All right, you guys get down! Everyone down right now!
What? Okay, what's up? What's
We're
up?
looking for Bartholomew? We're looking for Bart.
who?
Look, I have good information that he is here right now as we speak right now.
Yeah, I don't know. He wasn't here, man.
Yeah, he wasn't.
All right, get down! Get down!
Okay. Yeah, we're just making
down.
It's a comedy podcast. Chill out.
This isn't a joke, okay?
Okay,
There
all
are
right.
lives at risk.
Whoa, hey, man.
Intelligence.
I have rights.
Come on, we want to secure America.
We've been working on this for a long time. Glad y'all get to see it.